Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. This is my second time this morning coming before to make this presentation for you. And my concern is, you've heard the expression in America that no one is above the law. And every American citizen that's old enough to understand language knows exactly what that means. No one above the law. You ask any criminal, the only reason he's above the law, he hasn't been identified or caught. You got the prisons running over with him. And I want to know who in America thinks that that statement, no one is above the law, it ends when it comes to the White House. It ends when it comes to the President of the United States. To say that means that the President of the United States can come into office on, is it January 20th? And from that date until he is removed, he can do anything he wants to. He can violate the law. He can do anything. This is what is being said when they say that Trump is above the law. And when I think about and look out and I see those Republicans sliding right on with him, I don't care how much they talked against him when he was running. Now they're his partners. It reminds me, you've heard me say this before, of the third of the heavenly hosts that went with Lucifer. And I'm not so angry at that, ladies and gentlemen. The thing that bothers me the most is when you can identify these problems rather than stand up against them and stop them. You try to find some excuse to conform. You try to find some excuse to conform. You raise taxes. Now everything costs more, it seems. You got less money. And what happened? You raise taxes. It seems to me, in a simple elementary level, you could just deny the raising of taxes and that would fix that problem. It seems that way. I just said that because I want you to get an understanding. We realize that if you start raising taxes, the nation still is going to suffer. So if you know the nation is still going to suffer, then you come up with a better plan that the nation will not suffer. And what you're going to find is this. There are still going to be people who want to conform rather than make changes. And the reason that they want to conform is because they think time will save them. Rather than jump off the slave ships into the ocean and end that problem right there, let's go on over there. Freedom might come one day. And millions of people die waiting on freedom to come while people conform. And people do that because they don't know any better. And why don't they know any better? Because, ladies and gentlemen, people do not understand God. Even those who try to, well, a lot of people don't believe in him, and those who try to teach about him don't understand him, so they can't really teach. I keep thinking about Huckabee. The spokesman for the White House, at least in that media room. And everybody knows Trump. When he twists his mouth, as my wife used to say, watch his lips. If the lips quiver, they're lying. So not only does Trump's lips quiver, hers quiver. And everybody that seems to be trying to represent the position that he's trying to put on the people, their lips are just quivering. Now, there is supposed to be a force that's built up against that. And that force is supposed to be a spiritual force that lives in the souls and in the bodies of human beings. Human beings who say they love God. If anybody's going to do anything, it's going to be them. And yet, it seems like it's very difficult to identify. Well, a nation of 300 million, a million people loving God can be kind of hid on the 299 million who don't give a darn about God. And I guess a lot of us can understand that. Well, let me tell you, I think I got married when I was 32, 33 years old, I believe. And at the beginning of that marriage, I was already out here talking about what was going on, talking about the same things that I've been talking since I was 32, and I'm darn near 70 now. And I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that I have not run across anybody yet amongst that million of people who love the Lord. I haven't run across anybody. And why do I say that? I say that because for what I've been speaking about for all of these years, nobody has concurred with what I'm saying. Nobody. And what do I talk about? I believe that God made the earth and He made it for every human being on it. I believe that when He made it necessary that every human being have the same requirements for survival and provided the food, I think He was telling everybody to look out for one another. But it seems like since I have not run across that million, it seems like I'm the only one thinking that. It was okay when I was in the rest of my 30s and in my 40s and early 50s. But I've gone far beyond 50. And now, as important as it is, it seems like it's useless. So, in essence, what I'm basically saying is I'm tired. But I'm not going to act like it's okay. Find some way to just survive. You're not going to, there's no way in the world you should be able to live. And this is just an example. Each individual in this country, there's no way you should be able to live on $100 a month. What is that? $1,200 a year? And you do that, and you have no problem with it. Then somebody comes along and decides that they want more money, so they change things. Now, $100 a month only gets you halfway. But rather than change the system, you go find another job. And the next time that change, rather than change the system, you put your kids to work on another job. That sounds like foolishness to me, especially if somebody believes in God. And God made it so everybody, the joys of their lives, is that which they have been given to do in this life. And that which they have been given to do creates food, clothing, and shelter, and education, and health care, that everybody would be denied nothing. And the careers, they are there for every individual to participate, and by participating, you own everything. So the only way you can be robbed is the devil rob you. Ooh, that was kind of sounding like Trump a little bit right there. He got mad, told them folks to get them black people off the field. Maybe I would bag that one up. The only way you can be robbed like that is if the devil robs you. Nah, I have been angry for a long time. But anger is not accomplishing me anything but gray hair and heartaches. So I want the people to listen. Yes, because I have been, I would say, had a plan revealed that would produce the kinds of things that I advocate for, but I can't find anyone interested, then I think my life has run its course. Yes, I think my life has run its course, because now I realize that getting up in the morning time, eating a bowl of cereal or some eggs and toast, or having brunch or lunch or dinner, and go to bed at night, and if you're lucky, have a little sex, that ain't, the whole thing might have been okay for 50 years, But on this side of the 50, it's foolishness. If you are aware. If you're not aware, it's not foolishness. You're just trying to stay alive. But remember, I told you a long time ago that it was told to me that death is a door that opens the way to life. Now, I started out just saying a little bit about being above the law, or no one is above the law. And you sit there, all of you, at least you million people who say you love the, oh, I left out the Huckabee. Let me go back to Huckabee for a minute before I forget it. His daughter's the one I was talking about. And I wanted to say the reason that those people who say they love God is missing the mark, because the people who say they know God and trying to teach God don't know God. And the example that I wanted to use was Huckabee, the daddy, a preacher, ran for president of the United States. And when you see him on TV backing up the things that Donald Trump is doing, the ugliness and the spirit that is in Donald Trump seems to be right in him. And he got some votes. He got a lot of votes. I never got more than 2. You see, I have to run as a write-in, because what Democrat wants everybody to have peace and prosperity and education and happiness and a job? What Republican wants everybody to have education, health care, job, and health care? What Republican or Democrat wants that? You tell me one Republican, one Democrat that who stood up for that. I didn't say who wrote it on their flyers. I didn't say who used it as a talking point. I said who actually stood up for it. One person who actually stood up for it. I do know one. He wasn't a Republican. He wasn't a Democrat. He was an independent who wanted to stand up and say, this is what I see God's love as. But it seems as if, even in my own community, I stand alone. I'm tired, Lord God. I got a family, and I love to see them every morning when they're happy and having fun. But I'm not happy when I see them missing stuff, needing stuff. I'm not happy when I see them needing certain types of health care that I can't afford, or when I need health care and I can't even afford the co-payments. I'm not happy and satisfied when they need to or want to go and continue their education, and the educational costs are so high I can't even contemplate assisting that situation. No, ain't no happiness in that. And yet and still, I believe in God strong enough to not to give in and serve the devil just to get it. So that might make me a fool. And if it does, I'm in a place I shouldn't be. So dear God, the life that I want to live is the life that I dream of, the one that I advocate. To me, what I see happening around me is pure hell. Now, I understand that there are people who have no interest in you, Lord God. Or if they do, their real interest is money. And all the money that they got that allows them to avoid all the pain and suffering that I've been here talking about, they maybe attribute that to God. And I can't knock that, but it's not the God that I know. And so, if you have gotten the full usage out of me, if you don't need me no more, and if there's nothing that I can accomplish for you, and having entered a write-in candidacy for Senator of the state of Minnesota, and these people don't want me, I know I can't become president. So I have no problem. I know you love me. I have no problem if you take me out of this world. Just give me a little courage so I can make sure that when I do go, I can prepare that when I do go, I can get burnt up and can't nobody make no money off of me. And one other request, if I can do that. Let me go to sleep and don't wake up. I can't think of no pain in that. Now, I'm not saying kill me. I'm not saying just take me. But I'm just saying, if I'm no good for you, then take me. Because I'm not going to serve the devil in every little inch I think is serving Satan. He can get the hell out of here. Now, let me go and finish my breakfast. I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. Once again, Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Black, white, and all other colors in between. Men and women, young and old, straight and gay, haters and lovers. You can't beat that. Bye-bye.